I'm not worried.
These are the top 5 most badass superhero movies of all time from 2008 to 2018. They are not ranked with their performance but rather with the year of release. 1. Batman, The Dark Knight in 2008. Christopher Nolan directed The Dark Knight in 2008, based on a script co-written with his brother Jonathan. It is the sequel to Batman Begins, 2005 and the second part of the Dark Knight trilogy, based on the DC Comics superhero Batman. The narrative follows Batman, Police Lieutenant James Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent as they create a partnership to combat organized crime in Gotham City. The Joker, an anarchistic genius who wants to see how far Batman would go to preserve the city from anarchy, derails their attempts. Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman, Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Morgan Freeman were among the ensemble cast members. Following the successful reimagining of the Batman picture franchise with Batman Begins, Warner Bros. Pictures prioritized a sequel. The plot components were devised by Christopher and Batman Begins co-writer David S. Goyer, who made Dent the key protagonist caught up in the conflict between Batman and the Joker. From April to November 2007, a $185 million expenditure was spent on filming in Chicago, Hong Kong, and England. The Dark Knight was the first major motion picture to be shot utilizing IMAX cameras. Christopher eschewed utilizing computer-generated graphics until absolutely essential, preferring to perform actual stunts like overturning an 18-wheeler and burning up a factory. 2. The Incredible Hulk 2008. The Incredible Hulk is a 2008 American superhero film based on the Hulk from Marvel Comics. It is the second film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, produced by Marvel Studios and released by Universal Pictures. It was directed by Louis Leterrier and starred Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, William Hurt, Tim Blake Nelson, Ty Burrell, and Christina Cavill. In the film, Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk as an unsuspecting pawn in a military plot to resurrect the super soldier program using gamma radiation. Banner flees the military while seeking to cure himself of the Hulk. Following the mixed reaction to Universal's 2003 picture Hulk, Marvel Studios repurchased the character's rights, albeit Universal kept distribution rights. Filming took place mostly in Toronto from July to November 2007, with additional locations in New York City and Rio de Janeiro. To finish the picture, almost 700 visual effects shots were developed in post-production utilizing a combination of motion capture and computer-generated imagery. The film earned $264.8 million worldwide, making it the MCU's lowest-grossing picture. Norton disagreed with Marvel on the film's final edit and was replaced as Banner by Mark Ruffalo for future MCU programming beginning with the Avengers in 2012. General Thaddeus, Thunderbolt, Ross speaks with Dr. Bruce Banner, a colleague and Betty's lover, at Culver University in Virginia, about a project that Ross promises would render humanity resistant to gamma radiation. The experiment, which was part of a World War II-era super soldier program Ross seeks to recreate, fails. When exposed to gamma radiation, Banner's heart rate goes beyond 200 beats per minute, causing him to change into the Hulk for limited periods of time. The Hulk annihilates the facility and its surroundings, killing numerous individuals inside and wounding the General, Betty, and several outside. Banner flees the United States military and Ross, who wants to weaponize the Hulk. Banner works at a bottling factory in Resina, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, 5 years later, while looking for a treatment for his ailment. He is studying yoga techniques to help him maintain control, but he has not changed in 5 months. Banner is assaulted a second time by Ross and Blonsky's soldiers. The struggle outside the university proves useless for Ross's soldiers, and they flee, albeit Blonsky, whose sanity is failing, confronts and mocks the Hulk. Blonsky remains behind and instructs Stearns to inject him with Banner's blood because he desires the Hulk's strength. Blonsky is mutated into the Abomination as a result of the experiment, a beast with the size and strength of the Hulk. He strikes Stearns, who takes some of Banner's blood in a wound on his forehead and begins to mutate as well. The Abomination terrorizes Harlem. He jumps from Ross's chopper and morphs after landing. The Hulk defeats the Abomination in Harlem by nearly strangling him to death with a chain, but spares his life after hearing Betty's plea and leaves the Abomination for Ross and his soldiers to apprehend.
Under ruse!
Wait, it's nothing, Mr. Stark.
5 North Runway.
Oh, Robert. Brody, you want to take
3. Captain America, Civil War 2016. Captain America, Civil War is a 2016 American superhero film produced by Marvel Studios and released by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, based on the Marvel Comics character Captain America. It is the 13th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, and the sequel to Captain America, The First Avenger, 2011, and Captain America, The Winter Soldier, 2014. In late 2013, Marcus and McFeely began writing the script for Civil War, which incorporates aspects from the 2006 comic book narrative, Civil War, while also focusing on story and character components from the previous Captain America films to complete the trilogy. The title and idea of the film were unveiled in October 2014. Along with Downey's casting as Stark, further cast members joined in the months that followed. The film was a commercial success, generating over $1.1 billion worldwide and becoming the highest-grossing picture of 2016. It got favorable reviews, with appreciation for the performances, especially Evans and Downey, action sequences, and themes. Captain America, Brave New World, a continuation of Marvel Studios' Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 2021, will be released in May 2024, following Mackie's Sam Wilson as Captain America. Stark's crew confronts Rogers' group at Leipzig, Halle Airport, where they battle until Romanoff lets Rogers and Barnes go. As Rogers and Barnes flee, Rhodes is accidentally shot down by Vision and partially incapacitated. The remainder of Rogers' gang is apprehended and imprisoned at Raft, while Romanoff departs into exile. Stark learns proof that Barnes was set up by Zemo and persuades Wilson to tell him Rogers' whereabouts. Stark returns to the Siberian Hydra facility without alerting Ross and arranges a ceasefire with Rogers and Barnes, unknowing that they are being discreetly watched by T'Challa. They discover that Zemo has slain the other super soldiers, and he then shows them film revealing that the vehicle Barnes intercepted in 1991 held Stark's parents, whom Barnes then killed. Enraged that Rogers withheld this information from him, Stark strikes on them both, resulting in a fierce battle in which Stark kills Barnes' artificial arm and Rogers disables Stark's armor. Rogers and Barnes leave, leaving his shield behind. Zemo tries suicide, satisfied that he has effectively avenged his family's murders in Sokovia as a result of the Avengers' actions, but is prevented by T'Challa and taken to the authorities. 4. Thor, Ragnarok 2017. Thor, Ragnarok is a 2017 American superhero film produced by Marvel Studios and released by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, based on the Marvel Comics character Thor. It is the 17th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, and the sequel to Thor, 2011, and Thor, The Dark World, 2013. Thor must leave the alien planet Sakaar in time to save Asgard from Hela, Blanchett, and the coming Ragnarok in Thor, Ragnarok. In January 2014, Kyle and Yost began writing the screenplay for the third Thor film. That October, Hemsworth and Hiddleston revealed their involvement. After Thor, The Dark World director Alan Taylor declined to return, Waititi took over as director a year later. Ruffalo returned to the cast, repeating his role as the Hulk from previous MCU films, allowing portions of the 2006 comic narrative, Planet Hulk, to be incorporated into Ragnarok. The remainder of the ensemble was announced in May 2016, including Blanchett as Hela, with Pearson's involvement disclosed at the start of production that July. The film was shot mostly in Brisbane and Sydney, Australia, with the production also having exclusive use of Village Roadshow Studios in Oxenford. Many critics regarded the picture as the greatest entry of the Thor saga, praising its performances and Waititi's direction, as well as the action sequences, visual effects, musical soundtrack, and comedy. It made $855 million, making it the series' highest-grossing picture and the 9th highest-grossing film of 2017. Thor, Love and Thunder, the sequel, was published in July 2022. They tracked down Odin in Norway using Stephen Strange's advice. Odin says that he is dying, that Ragnarok is approaching despite Thor's attempts, and that his death would rescue his eldest child, Hela, from Hell, a prison she has been locked in for a long time. Hela was the captain of Asgard's forces and conquered the 9 realms alongside Odin, but he imprisoned her and erased her from history after she got too ruthless and did not share his beliefs on peace. Odin is killed, and Hela appears to shatter Thor's hammer in Mjolnir. She chases the two as they run across the Bifrost Bridge, driving them into space. Hela destroys Asgard's army, slays the Warriors 3, and resurrects the ancient dead who once battled beside her, including her huge wolf Fenris. As her executioner, she chooses the Asgardian Scourge. Hela intends to utilize the Bifrost to expand Asgard's realm, but Heimdall seizes control of the Bifrost. Thor crashes down on Sakaar, a wormhole-infested rubbish world. Thor, Banner, and 142 flee to Asgard via a portal, where Hela's army fight Heimdall and the Asgardian inhabitants. Hulk overcomes Fenris, and Loki and the gladiators arrive to assist. A contrite Scourge sacrifices himself to save the inhabitants. Thor loses his right eye while fighting Hela, and a vision of Odin lets him realize that only Ragnarok can stop her since she is too powerful. He orders Loki to set Ragnarok in motion by immersing Surtur's crown in the eternal flame. Surtur is revived and destroys Asgard, murdering Hela in the process. The statesman, now king, Thor, reconciles with Loki aboard the Grandmaster's spaceship and resolves to bring his people to Earth. 5. Avengers, Infinity War 2018. The 2018 American superhero movie Avengers, Infinity War is based on the Avengers superhero team from Marvel Comics. It is the 19th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, and the follow-up to the Avengers 2012 and Avengers Age of Ultron 2015. It was produced by Marvel Studios and released by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. With a cast that includes Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Cheadle, Tom Holland, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Danai Gurira, Letitia Wright, Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, Josh Brolin, and Chris Pratt. The film is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo and written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. In the movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers try to stop Thanos from obtaining the 6 Infinity Stones, which have the ability to destroy half of all life in the universe. The movie was introduced as Avengers, Infinity War Part 1 in October 2014. The script for the movie, which takes cues from Jonathan Hickman's 2013 comic book Infinity and Jim Starlin's 1991 comic book The Infinity Gauntlet, was written by Marcus and McFeely a month after the Russo brothers were on board to helm. Marvel abbreviated the title to Avengers, Infinity War in 2016. A sizable cast, featuring Brolin as Thanos, started filming in January 2017 at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia. Most of the actors on the cast were known from prior MCU movies. The filming of the direct sequel, Avengers: Endgame 2019, took place back-to-back with the original production until July 2017. New York City, the downtown Atlanta region, and Scotland were the locations of further filming. Having been produced on an estimated budget of $325, $400 million, the movie is among the most costly ever produced. Brolin's acting, special effects, action scenes, somber tone, and emotional impact were all lauded by critics. It broke many box office records and became the highest-grossing movie of 2018 as well as the 4th highest at the time of its release in the US and Canada. It was also the first superhero movie to make over $2 billion globally. Among many other honors, it was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the 91st Academy Awards. In April 2019, the follow-up film, Avengers: Endgame, was released.